Hello students, as you are aware that this is a course of the guidance and counseling, and now we are taking lecture number 4, which is in the week 6. Today we are going to discuss cumulative record, meaning, content and significance. What we are going to discuss in this particular lecture, we will introduce the concept of the cumulative record with the help of the definitions, and then key aspects of the cumulative record will also be elaborated, and we will try to understand different types of the cumulative records, their advantages and the limitations, and finally we will conclude our lecture. So let us start with the concept of cumulative record. Cumulative record is one document which contains the history of the child from day he enters the school till he or she leaves the school after passing the higher or higher secondary education. As soon as the child enters in any particular school, information about the child are taken by that school and they are stored and written in and record, that is called the cumulative record. The purpose of the cumulative record is to present an overall longitudinal view of the student's development in a compact, unified summary. What is the purpose of this cumulative record? The purpose of this cumulative record is basically to know about the progress of the students during their period of stay in any particular school. When this, take for example, any student has entered in a school in class 1 and he or she is completing that school after completing 5th standard and entering to the new school, then this cumulative record will also be sent to that school where the child has taken admission in the new school, because his past experiences, past progress, and other related information should be given or should be passed to the new school so that students are able to elaborate or rather I would say the teachers are able to understand the characteristic features of the students to whom they are interacting. So cumulative record is one document which contains the history of the child from the day he enters. If we analyze the definition of the cumulative record, which was given by the Jones, it is defined by the Jones as a permanent record of a student which is kept up to date by the school. It is his educational history with information about his school achievement, attendance, health, test scores, and similar pertinent data which are useful for academic purposes, useful for providing personal guidance, useful for giving any assistance to the individual in school conditions. So this is basically a permanent record which is mandatory on the part of every school to prepare it and maintain in such a manner that each and every information related to the candidate must be restored in it and kept confidential. So there are so many information related to the students, like the school achievement, his progress, his attendance, his health status, and test scores which he or she is continuously gaining on different examinations, and many more different types of the interest he or she possesses in his personality, and the personality traits are also recorded in that is called the cumulative record. Cumulative record system is a plan for recording, filing and using information essential to the guidance of the students. So these information which are collected on regular basis from day first till the child or the student leaves the school is used by the teachers, is used by the counselor, is used by the administrator in providing any kind of assistance to the students and to the parents, and many times this information becomes very useful for the teachers also. There are certain key aspects related to the cumulative record. What are these key aspects? We will discuss these key aspects. It is a comprehensive document. It includes a wide range of information, which includes encompassing academic performance, health, socio-emotional development, extracurricular activities, and more. Every aspect of the individual personality is evaluated and it is recorded in the cumulative record, because of this reason it makes this record very comprehensive, because it covers various component of the student's personality as well as his or her achievement, his behavior, his temperament, his regularity and punctuality in the schools, and the involvement and the achievement in different examinations and participation in extracurricular activities. Everything is included in that is why it is called a very comprehensive record. It is longitudinal also, because a number of years information based on number of years experience of the child is incorporated in this cumulative record. So it is not a record of any particular incident, any particular test results. Rather, it is a record which is maintained on regular basis, and it is maintained for many continuous years of the school life of the child, so that we can say it is longitudinal in nature and provides many insight and many useful information related to the students. Other key aspects of the cumulative record are: it is dynamic in nature. Information is added and updated regularly as the student progress through school. Students make various achievements on regular basis, which is added in cumulative record, making it updated for achieving the purpose of using it in guidance. The progress of the student is taking place on regular basis. His behavior is changing, his achievements are also changing, his participation is being enhanced in many activities, and many more elements are being added in that. So this record is dynamic in nature. You cannot confine the cumulative record into certain aspects. Rather, the aspects of the variables are increasing on regular basis, and we have to maintain the record of all the variables which are related to the students and his or her progress, and all kinds of the behavior demonstrated or the personality which is being shaped in educational institutions, and the changes which he or she is experiencing in his personality. So it is dynamic. Guidance oriented. It serves as valuable resource for teachers, counselors, and administrators in understanding students and tailoring support accordingly. Useful information. The first principle of the guidance and counseling and the teaching is basically to address the issues and the problems of the student. And this cumulative record provides many useful information for the administrator of the institution, which are really helpful in maintaining the administration of the institution. It is also helpful for the teachers, and teachers are able to use it for their benefit. And it is also useful for the counselor, because counselor is in a better position to make decisions and to guide and assist the student based on those experiences which are recorded and maintained on regular basis in cumulative record. There are different types of the cumulative record. Let us analyze different types of the cumulative record. Folder type. This is basically a very simple information which I am providing to you. And the folder type means there is a folder. Broad card is there which can be folded in many parts. So it makes just like a files. Uh, the folders can be used for making the record. It was an old practice of using it. File type record having separate files for each student. And envelope type, we can also use the envelope. If the counselor record is kept in an envelope, it is called a cumulative record. But now in modern time, we are basically using the different files which are maintained in the computer, So we are using the computer for maintaining the record of the students, which makes it available on easy access for the students if he or she is in desire of that, and it can also be made uh, be transferred to the parents and transferred to the teachers if they are in need of that. So computerized form is basically the latest form, but in hard copy also there are different practices used by the schools in maintaining the record and revision, and every school there is no permanent types of the preparation of the record. There are so many institutions which were using their own methods and style based on their creativity of their staffs, and they are making the file. So let us analyze the content of the cumulative record. What content is incorporated in that in a little bit detail. A good cumulative record should contain the following contents which are essential to make it comprehensive and effective. When we are talking about the contents of the cumulative record, it basically gives an idea, okay, what kind of information we need to collect and store in or file in our cumulative record. Number one is identifying data. Everybody knows, okay, the first information is related to the names, the sex of the candidate, date of birth, and the current addresses and the telephone number and biometric data like fingerprints as well as the Aadhaar number. So these are the basic information which basically are recorded in any admission form, and they are maintained by the institution. So first information and the basic information is basically related to the identifying data. Another information which is related to the home and the family information. Family and information provide a sense of comfort, security, and belonging, where individuals can build confidence, shape attitudes, and learn to interact with others. So these are peculiar characteristic features, and these peculiar characteristic features vary from individual family to another individual family. So the family information must include number of brothers, number of sisters, socio-economic status of the family, and the environment of the family also. Okay, what kind of environment is prevailing in that family, whether it is autocratic, whether it is democratic, whether it is permissive or pseudo-democratic, and what kind of cultural values and practices are shaped in that family. That is also very important. Whether the person is belonging to socio-economically disadvantaged group or coming from higher socio-economic group where the parents are also educated, and there are ample support available at home. On the other hand, students are coming from linguistic minorities, religious minorities who are very poor, and socio-economically disadvantaged sections of the group, that is the scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, and OBCs. So this kind of information, which is very important in gathering the personality pattern of the individual, is incorporated in the cumulative record. Then physical health information is also very important and useful in academic task, because uh, your height, your weight, your sight, eyesight, hearing, and heart beating, chest measurement, illness, and physical impairment. Physical status is very important in making progress in every field, including education. So, physical health information must also be recorded so that teachers, if the person is belonging to the differently able group, then he or she may be guided accordingly, and educational plans can be decided accordingly. Another content which is related to the educational development data. It includes school attendance, school marks, participation and achievements in various curricular and co-curricular activities like games, sports, literary activities, social activities, aesthetic activities, recreational activities, and other educational achievements. Think about the educational institutions. every kind of activity which is being organized and students are participating, that is considered an educational development data, because education is not confined just to the curricular aspect, rather co-curricular aspects and cultural aspects are equally important for developing the total personality of the students. So for giving useful guidance and objective guidance, it is important that we are collecting all kinds of the data related to educational development about the student. Psychological data or personality characteristic features are also very important in the progress of the students. It includes intelligence, interest, aptitudes, attitudes, emotional and social adjustment, type of personality, that is introvert, extrovert, ambivert, and honesty, punctuality, obedience, self-aspiration, and motivation. Number of personality traits are there in the individual, and they are very useful in making their decisions to carry on their educational areas as well as their career decision making. So type of the on the basis of the different personality and psychological data, we can categorize them and we can provide the guidance accordingly. So this information also very important and useful information which must be collected and restored in the cumulative record. Vocational interest. Vocational interests are an individual's preferences for specific work activities and environments, which are relatively stable and influence career and educational choices. Interest, when developed to its maximum possible limit, they become stable in nature, and on the basis of that interest we can provide the guidance to them. There are certain characteristic features like vocational aspirations, ambitions of the individual, interest in different vocational areas must be given significance, because these are basically the probable areas where the students can move and they can get satisfaction if they are given opportunity to enter in that area which belongs to their interest. So vocational interest information is highly useful in educational guidance, in career guidance, and in counseling process. So this information should also be collected and maintained in cumulative record. Physical pupil self-concept data. My self concept, your self concept basically depends upon the personality characteristic features and the environment in which you have grown up. The opinion of the student about his or herself, level of confidence, sense of security or insecurity, these are some of the personal informations which should also be the part of the cumulative record. Opinion of the experts. There are so many people associated to the institution, which includes the teachers are all there, administrators are there, non-teaching staffs are also there, and counselor is also there. On the basis of their own observations, these being experienced and more knowledgeable person make an opinion about the students, his personality and his progress and his temperament and his goals. They are also providing information, and that information is also stored in the cumulative record. There are certain miscellaneous data which is also very important to understand. What is this miscellaneous means? Which has not been covered in the upper aspects. So out of the school activities, leisure activities, work experience, anecdotal records, educational and vocational placements, many more information which are unique to any individual, and they are collected in a specific manner. They must be the part of this content of the educational program. Advantages of the cumulative record. In next few minutes, we will try to understand the advantages of the cumulative record. And this cumulative record provides very useful advantages, enabling teachers to become acquainted with new students quickly. When this cumulative record reaches to another institution where the student has secured his or her admission, then it becomes very difficult on the part of the teachers to understand the new student, and it is also difficult for the administrator to provide the necessary assistance. So in if this record is provided and sent with the child to the next school, then these information will be useful for the teachers, and they can handle the classroom problems and outside problems in the light of the abilities and the capabilities and the personality characteristic features of the students. Organizing students of similar interest into small group discussions. So students can be diverted, can be made into different groups, and group discussion can be created on the basis of their characteristic features, and they may be provide opportunity to develop their hidden talent. So this cumulative record is also useful in that context. Identifying slow learners who may need additional assistance. There are so many slow learners. They may be because of the low IQ level, and they may be because of any other aspect. There is a need to address the issues and the problems of the slow learner, because they face many educational difficulties, and they also suffer from personal adjustment and the social adjustment. It is the need of the hour that these information must be taken from the cumulative record, and we are trying and providing additional support and guidance to the slow learners in the form of enhancing their motivation, providing high quality of reinforcement, and giving some extra extra time or remedial classes in that aspect. Identifying gifted and talented students. Generally, in our educational institutions, gifted and talented students are not given significance, because and they are considered they are having the IQ level and they can progress very well. They are the producers of the knowledge. If they are neglected, it is a loss to the society, because they become innovators, they become creative in their later stages, and they become the scientists and can do miracle for their family and for the society and for the developmental aspect. This cumulative record provides the opportunity to identify those and work on those and provide them assistance, guidance, and counseling to them if they are in need of that. Planning a special program for academically talented students. You can prepare special programs in order to solve their problem. Identifying the possible cause of the poor school adjustment. There are certain students who may demonstrate poor adjustment in the school, and on the basis of information we can find what are the probable causes of the poor adjustment, what are the issues the child is not demonstrating the social skills. Providing information for conferences with the students about their school achievement. If cumulative record information can be used to guide to the student, to deal with the student, to listen their problem and to assist them, because many useful information which are not even clear and known to the student, they are become very instrumental in handling the issues of the student in a one-to-one situation or in a group situation. Providing data for conferences about misbehavior problem. There are so many students who demonstrate misbehavior, temperament, and these information can be helpful to provide them assistance and to aware their parents about that misbehavior and analyze the causes of the misbehavior and do the needful in that regard. Supplying background information for parents conferences. These uh, cumulative records are also advantageous in giving information to the parents, because parents never store information about their children, so it is very important to do for that. Furnishing information for the teachers to make changes in teaching. Teachers can change his teaching style on the basis of the information which is available in the cumulative record about the children and the group of students. permitting greater selectivity in choosing courses. Students can be guided in selecting the courses as per their interests, as per their abilities, because counselor and the teachers are well known about their characteristic features based on this cumulative record. Provided data for educational and vocational planning. So vocational and educational planning is also can also be done on the basis of the cumulative record information. Supplying information concerning case studies and student. There will be certain student who may be suffering from low inferiority complex and poor self-concept, and they are suffering from personal problems, loneliness, anxiety, frustration, and high level of the stress. We can conduct the researches on that, and those researches are basically called the case studies, which can be very useful in addressing the issues and can be applied to another cases also. Forming a basis for recommendation to colleges and prospective employers. Okay, on the basis of this information, we can pass on this information to the employers so that they can also provide the task which suits to the temperament of the students. Characteristics of cumulative record. There are many more characteristics. Cumulative record should be based on the schools. Now we are going to learn certain good characteristic features, how this characteristic features should be maintained in cumulative record. Cumulative record should be based on the school's stated educational philosophy, aims, objectives, and institution. It should be comprehensive, inclusive of more than students' scholastic attainment. Only scholastic achievement should not be the part of the cumulative record. Rather, many more areas of information which we have just discussed in previous slides, they must be incorporated there, making it a very comprehensive. Cooperatively formulated by guidance workers, teachers, and administrator. Everybody who is associated to the school should be given opportunity and in a cooperative manner to get information about the cumulative record. It should be longitudinal, continuous throughout the student's entire school career. There should not be a practice of just collecting the information in the beginning and leaving other information, useful information to collect in cumulative record. Rather, it should be longitudinal and continuous basis information must be collected and should be incorporated in the cumulative record. Should be readily accessible to the guidance workers and the teachers, and should be available to inquiring parent. If parents need any information, then this kind of information can be furnished to them. It should be concentrated, compressed into consolidated form for better understanding. Every kind of information is present in there, but the conclusion of that must be made, and that should be utilized for professional guidance. There are certain limitations related to the cumulative record. Time and resource constraints. What is time and resource constraint? Maintaining detailed, accurate cumulative records requires significant time and efforts from teachers. This can be challenging, especially with numerous other responsibilities. Teachers are working in so many responsibilities, and it is not expected to them to maintain record. The cost associated with maintaining these records can also be limiting factor. Many educational institutions are not having the relevant fund which can be utilized for this purpose. Good care is not always taken in recording information accurately and objectively. There may be some people who are storing that information are not careful in maintaining the record as well as keeping it confidential. Different teachers may have varying interpretations of the same information, leading to inconsistencies. Teacher interpretation is different, and there is a possibility that all are not drawing the same conclusion from the record which is present there. Some information may not be readily available for record, easily available. Another is privacy concern. Cumulative records contain sensitive information raising privacy concern. Some information, there is a possibility of leaking of certain useful information, confidential information, which is available to the school, and school can use that for wrong purposes. Teachers can use for wrong purposes. Counselor can use for wrong purposes. Ensuring confidentiality and secure storage of this record is highly crucial. Information may be used for solving other purposes by teachers and administrators, as just I explained to you. Lack of standardization. The format and content of cumulative records can vary significantly between schools and institutions. This lack of standardization can make it difficult to compare records across different contexts. Lack in management. So, when schools are preparing it, there is no procedure of standard procedure of collecting information and recording it. So different institution can present different types of the cumulative record, which can be confusing at many occasions. Lack in management and safe storage may not be possible by all schools. So is storage capacity not available in the school, then it will definitely going to create difficulty. The interpretation of data on a cumulative record can be subjective. Useful information are not recorded, but unuseful information or insufficient information is present in that. That is making subjective. Different teachers might interpret the same information differently, leading to potential biases, as just explained previously. This can make it difficult to get an objective picture of the student's progress. Potential for neglect. If not properly maintained, the cumulative record can become outdated or incomplete, rendering it less useful. Files may not be properly maintained, leading to information loss. So, neglect shown on the part of the teachers, on the part of the counselor, on the part of the person who is maintaining the record makes it useless record, and it has no value if incomplete information is provided in this record. So some information might be overlooked or forgotten over time, leading to incomplete. Let us conclude our lecture. In essence, while cumulative records offer valuable insights into a student's development, their limitations highlight the need for careful attention to detail, proper maintenance, and a commitment to objectivity in their use. These cumulative records, in a nutshell, we can conclude our lecture that these cumulative records are highly useful, but it is really difficult to maintain the objectivity of the record and its comprehensiveness, covering all aspects related to the individual's life, educational and personal life, and it is also very difficult to maintain the confidentiality of very pertinent and useful information related to the student. If these aspects are controlled and the institution is following the ethics in maintaining the confidentiality and restoring the useful information related to the candidate, related to the related to other aspects of that, then these information can be highly useful and can be used by the guidance and counseling. So students, with this we have completed our lecture. Thanks for your patience listening. God bless you all. Thank you very much.